Hi everyone, my name is Роберт. You know me from previous videos. For today, I have a special topic for you, but I won't tell you, you will need to guess. Do you know who this person is? How about if I show you this picture? I think the second picture helped. This is Ernest Rubik. He invented the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was invented by him. What do you think, based on these two sentences, what might be the topic of today? If you guessed the passive, then you guessed right. Let's see when do we use, how do we form, and what we need to know about the passive. The passive is used when it's not important who carries out the action. The action or the results are important. We use it both in speech and in writing, but it's more common in writing. And also, we can find examples of the passive in textbooks and news reports. We form the passive by using be and the past participle. Therefore, it's very important that you know the third form of the verbs, especially the irregular ones. We want to give you some help, so I have gathered a list of irregular verbs, and you can find them in the description below. I hope that will help. Let's see how do we form the passive from active sentences. Ernest Rubik invents the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube is invented by Ernest Rubik. We can also opt not using by Ernest Rubik at the end of the sentence. We do not necessarily need to say who has done what. Ernest Rubik has invented the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube has been invented. Ernest Rubik invented the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was invented. Ernest Rubik was inventing the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was being invented. And the last, Ernest Rubik had invented the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube had been invented. Now we are going to move on to talk about future. With future tenses and modal verbs, we use be plus past participle after will, be going to, can, must, have to, should, and so on. Let's see how it works. Ernest Rubik will invent the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube will be invented. Ernest Rubik is going to invent the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube is going to be invented. Ernest Rubik should invent the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube should be invented. And Ernest Rubik ought to invent the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube is ought to be invented. Now that we have gone through all these examples, let's see some more specifics. We sometimes use the verb get instead of the verb to be. We typically use it when things happen by accident. Get is, by the way, informal. Many people got caught by the rain. They didn't plan it. It was by accident. The computer got damaged yesterday after being dropped. In negatives and questions, in the present simple and past simple, we use a form of do. The streets don't get cleaned very often. How did the computer get damaged? We can also add additional information and new details by simply adding these bits at the end of the sentence. We have the active sentence, that is, Ernest Rubik invented the Rubik's Cube. The Rubik's Cube was invented by Ernest Rubik. We can not only talk about who invented it, but also when it was invented and where it was invented. The example goes, the Rubik's Cube was invented by Ernest Rubik in 1974 in Budapest. We can also use empty subjects. Empty subjects are they, one, someone, people. We use these when the action matters, not who carries out these actions. In the active sentence, we say, they clean the windows every day. The passive variant is going to be, the windows are cleaned every day. Who cleans them? We don't know, or we don't care. It's not important. People use their mobile phones all the time. Which people? Who are they exactly? This is not our concern. So we say mobile phones are used all the time. We can use was or were and the past participle. This is when we want to emphasize what is important. We usually put the important bit in the first part of the sentence. Let's see two examples. Some toys were given to children. This is about toys. Children were given some toys. This is about children. We put what matters the most at the beginning of each sentence. We can also use it is said that or someone is said to when we want to emphasize the action, but we don't want to disclose who the speaker is. For example, it is said that Moscow is a beautiful city. Who said that? I don't know. Millions of people are said to be in love with the capital city of Russia. Who are these people exactly? We also don't know, but you can be sure that I'm one of them. One of my favorite parts of using the passive is when we use it with have or get something done. It's very handy. For example, there are actions that we don't do ourselves, but we pay or hire or ask someone to do it for us. Here are two examples. I have my hair cut by the hairdresser once a month. It's not something I attempt to do on my own. However, during the quarantine, I have done it, and the results were so-so. So now I prefer to go to my hairdresser. You can see that by my hairdresser is actually in brackets because you can opt using it or you can opt out and leave it out of the sentence. John gets his back massaged on Mondays. You can also say by whom. So John gets his back massaged by the therapist on Mondays. We use have for experiences, and this is something that we often use with negative experiences. I have gotten my wallet stolen. It's not like I asked someone to steal my wallet and I have even paid for it, but it was an unfortunate event. Someone came and stole my wallet. I can say, I have gotten my wallet stolen, or my new car had its side scratched. Now it is your turn to demonstrate what you have learned. This is a beautiful picture of the Eiffel Tower in Paris. I have put 4 words under this picture: to find, to build, to photograph, to close. Please use these verbs to create passive sentences. You can pause this video now, and when you're ready, press play to continue. Good luck. I hope that you have written your sentences, and I hope that all your answers are correct. There are virtually countless variants of sentences that you can create using these 4 words, but I'm going to demonstrate a few of them as examples. Let's see. Number 1. The Eiffel Tower can be found in Paris. Number 2. This masterpiece was built for the World Expo. The next one. The tower has been photographed by millions. And the last example is, it should be closed for renovation every 5 years. I hope you enjoyed this video lesson. Надеюсь, вам понравился сегодняшний урок. В описании под видео есть ссылка на материал, который поможет вам еще раз погрузиться в тему пассивного залога. Подписывайтесь на наш канал, пишите в комментариях все, что вас интересует по пройденной теме. Я обязательно на все отвечу. Также сегодня я вам подарю подарок. Переходите в описание под роликом по ссылке, вводите там промокод ILS и получите индивидуальный бесплатный урок английского